Hello, hello, good morning. Can you hear me? Make sure that everyone can hear me. All good? All right. So, welcome to a new episode of Chat and Chart. This is the London session open. Um, Today, we're going to go through the economic calendar as always, see what's new, what's going to be released this week in terms of news releases, and then we're going to talk about the charts. We're going to analyze the main things like the DXY, the Euro, the GBP, USD, JPY, gold, silver, maybe Bitcoin. We'll see how it goes, but for now, let's start with the economic calendar. But 1 second, let me share my screen. 1 second, please. All right. Okay, so that is the chart, but that's okay, no problem. Okay, so basically today we don't have anything on Monday in terms of the economic calendar. Today we have nothing of major impact or high impact. We only have the Labor Day in Japan, so we expect to see low volatility in Japan's or low volume in Japan's pairs. Anything that has JPY in it, we might be seeing low volatility or low volumes there. Sorry. Okay, that's it for today. For tomorrow, we have the German GDP. And that's the quarterly GDP, of course. The previous reading was 0%. The forecast is also 0%, so no change. So if the actual came in higher, that's a positive thing for the German growth or German economy growth. If it comes in lower, it means that the ECB, which is the European Central Bank, has to cut rates to boost the economy within the Eurozone, especially in Germany, which is the biggest of all, biggest economy of all. 1 second, please. Let me share this. Excuse me for 1 second. That is okay. Let me share my screen 1 second because now I'm sharing my chart. Let me share the calendar 1 second. Okay. 1 second. Share. Okay. 1 second. Almost done. Yep, this is it. Hello, hello. How are you? Yes, we will do XAU USD analysis, of course. Okay, so back to the calendar. On Tuesday, we already talked about the German GDP. Now, on Tuesday, we have the core retail sales coming from the US. So the previous reading was at 0.7%. So if this number comes in higher, it means that there is more retail sales, more spending in the retail sales side of the economy, which means more spending, more moving of money in the economy, which is positive for the economy overall, which could be also positive for the dollar because it means that they don't need to cut rates to boost the growth. Okay. Then we have the PPI, which is the Producers Price Index. The previous reading was at minus 0.1. So it's going down. It was like down from the previous. The forecast now is 0.3, so an increase in the Producers Prices Index. So As you guys know, and as we mentioned many times before, the PPI is a leading indicator. So because how does inflation happen? um, Prices rise. Okay, so the prices of raw materials rises first, then the producers get that cost in like at the very beginning. So what they do is they try to pass some of it to the consumer. That's how the consumer price index becomes higher, and the consumer prices become higher, and that's how we have or we get inflation. So this number is important because it's the number that leads the CPI, which is the consumer price index. All right, so the producer price index is expected to become higher, mainly because of tariffs, I think. So if the actual came in higher than 0.3%, that would be a positive thing for the USD. Of course, a negative for the economy, but positive for the USD because it means rates will stay higher for longer to fight this inflation. That's it for PPI. Then we move to retail sales. We talked about core retail sales. Now we talk about retail sales, which includes more components into the calculation. The previous was zero point 0.6. The forecast is a slowdown to 0.4%. So if it comes in as expected, that's negative for the dollar. If it comes in lower than expected, that's even more negative for the dollar. If it comes in higher than expected, that would be positive for the US dollar. All right. Now we have the consumer confidence. So that's how much businesses and consumers are confident of the economy. So the previous reading was at 94.6. The forecast is a decrease to 93.3. So if it comes in higher than this, that's a positive thing for the economy, for spending, for growth, and of course the USD, and vice versa, of course. All right. Let me see if any one of you has any questions. How am I doing? I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Okay, now we move to Wednesday. Okay, what do we have on Wednesday? Well, that's a big day. Okay, so on Wednesday we have the sorry, not Royal, Reserve Bank of New Zealand interest rate decision. So the previous is 2.5%. They're expecting to cut 25 basis points, so the forecast is 2.25%. Uh, and most likely the actual will come in at 2.25%. They will cut 25 basis points. So what will that do to the markets? It will mainly affect the New Zealand dollar. So we will see the New Zealand dollar weaken after this interest rate decision. Because now the New Zealand dollar is less attractive because it pays lower interest on the deposits, on whatever. Okay. Okay, then we have the autumn forecast statement coming from the UK. So in this statement, we will see the forecasts for the coming period, which is the last quarter of the year. We'll see the projections of growth. I'm sorry, pardon me. And that's for UK. Okay, then we have the durable goods orders coming from the US. The previous was 2.9%. The forecast is 0.3. Seriously, 1 second. Let me check. Something looks off here. Oh wow, it's actually correct. The durable goods orders, um, it's 2.9%. All right, the previous, and the forecast is 0.3%. So that's a huge drop. Um, I think that's mainly happening because of the what's it called? The tariffs. Uh, Orders are dropping. Businesses are not ordering new, like what's it called? Okay, 1 second. All right. So durable goods orders is expected to become or to come in like much lower than the previous reading. Um, that's for durable goods orders. If this comes in like this, it will be very negative for the US dollar, by the way. If it comes in higher than this but lower than the previous, it will also have some negative impact on the US dollar as well. Okay, then we have the GDP, which is a very important number. That's the prelim number, meaning that that's not the final number, but that's the first number that came out with the first calculation. Okay, so they will need to recalculate it and do a revised one. But for now, the previous was 3.8, so which is like, if you remember, guys, it was a huge jump from the previous reading or the previous period. So the previous was 3.8. The forecast is not released yet, but anything above 3.8 would be great for the US economy and would be great for the US dollar. Anything below that would indicate some weakness in the growth in the US and will cause the Fed to start thinking about cutting rates to boost the economy. All right. So then we have the initial jobless claims coming also from the US. The previous reading was 220,000. I don't know if you remember from last week. So if this number comes in higher, it means more people are claiming to be jobless, which is negative for the US dollar, negative for the jobs market, labor market. So this will cause the Fed also to cut rates if this number comes in higher. If it comes in lower, it means that the labor market is still resilient, it's still strong, so no problem with that. Then we move to Chicago PMI. That's way below 50, which is at 43.8 previous reading. So since it's below 50, it's in the contraction territory. Okay, so that's a manufacturing number or a manufacturing PMI. So since it's below 50, we are in the contraction territory. If it comes in, like, for example, at 45, it would be better than the previous, yes, but still bad. It's still below 50, which is in the contraction territory. Then we move to the PCE, price index. We have the yearly and the monthly. So the monthly is expected to stay the same, and the yearly is expected to stay the same. I doubt. I think they will come they will come in higher than the previous and expected. It is expected to have no change in those numbers, but I doubt because inflation is growing inside the US. From different sources, mainly from the tariffs. Now, then we have the new home sales. That's a long day. Wednesday will be a very long day in news. Then we have the new home sales. The previous reading was at 800,000 new home sales. The forecast is 710,000 new home sales. So that's a decrease, which is not very good for the economy. That shows a slowdown or a weakness in spending and the new home sales area of the economy, because when people are buying new homes, it means that they're spending, they can afford mortgages, they can buy new houses. All right, so that's for new home sales. Excuse me 1 second. Okay, sorry, I'm back. So we have the crude oil inventories. The crude oil inventories, the previous reading was a shortage at minus 3.246 million barrels. The forecast number is not there yet, but if the actual comes in, like, for example, -5, it means like a harder shortage, which means that demand is outpacing supply, which is positive for the oil prices. But if it comes in, like for example, at zero, or it comes in at plus 5 million barrels, it means that demand is not keeping up with supply, or supply is outpacing demand. So that's a negative or a bearish sign for the oil prices. All right. That's it for Wednesday. Thursday, we only have Thanksgiving Day from the US. And by the way, it's not only Thursday, it's on Friday as well. So we have an early close on Friday, sorry, because of Thanksgiving Day. And we have a full day off in the US, so no US session on Thursday for Thanksgiving Day. And finally, we have the German CPI on Friday. So the previous was 0.3%. The forecast is not released yet, but the actual, if it comes in higher, it means that inflation is rising in Germany. If it comes in lower, it means that they have room to cut rates to boost the economy, because the CPI is dropping. But this number is better read with the number we talked about already, which is the German GDP, which will be released, I believe, on Monday, or not Monday. One second. On Tuesday. One second. Yes, on Tuesday we have the German GDP. So this number is best read with this. So we'll see how the GDP comes, and then we see the CPI, and then we can guess what the next ECB move would be. Okay, if they're going to cut rates, they're going to keep as is. We'll see. Okay, now everyone is asking for the chart. Let's move to the charts. All right. We go to the charts. All right. All right, guys, can you see my chart? All good? Okay. Should be good now. We start, as always, with the DXY. We start with the king, dollar. So we look how it closed last week. Closed very bullish, above this band, above the psychological level of 100. So the next stop would be 101.3. And next we have 102.9, and next I think we're continuing the uptrend that has been intact for a very, very long time, like decades. Okay. And then, all right, we move to the daily. Okay, so this is called the fan principle. So the first one we got, like, we broke above, then we draw another trend line, which is called actually a speed line. We draw it, it broke it. Now we gave it one last chance, according to the fan principle. We drew last one, and then it broke it, and so now we have a confirmed uptrend. We can safely say that the US dollar is now trending upwards. Okay, so we can delete all of these and just keep going up with the new trend, or the new prevailing trend. All right, still has like room to go. It just closed above all of those moving averages, very important moving averages, and not only moving averages, but the bands. So it's a clean range on the left side, all the way to here, which is 104 on the daily. That's what we can see on the daily. Otherwise, so yeah, that's it for the XY. It's super bullish. We might see a correction. Let me see where. Okay, 1 second. So any correction all the way to 99.65 is okay. As long as we're above 99.6, we are fine. It's still going up, so no problem with that. Um, Now let's move to the next one, which is the euro. Okay, we go to the weekly. That was a very bearish close. Let me remove those. 1 second. Let's just look at the price action. We saw a very bearish close here on the Euro USD, which is which aligns with the analysis on the DXY. The daily, let's see the daily. The daily, we can see lower highs, lower lows, so it's breaking below. We only have the 1.14 to break now, so that we can get a confirmed or a strong push to the downside. All right, so we have lower highs, lower lows. We're in a downtrend on the daily time frame, which is not a small time frame. Okay, on the 4 hours, let me just put this. Okay, only 4 hours. Long as we're below 1.1630, we are okay. 1.6, even 1.16 is good. We don't need to see euro above 1.16 if we wanted to keep going down. Okay, so that's it for euro. We go to GBP. GBP is also in a downtrend, very strong one. Lower highs, lower lows. Okay, so anywhere around 1.3130 would be a good sell, with stops above 1.3230. Targeting, of course, let me check. Let me start first with the weekly, just make sure that, yeah. Sorry. Okay, so the weekly closed very bearish on the cable, which is GBP/USD. The daily, we might see it go somewhere around. Let me delete this. Okay, so we might see it retest somewhere around 3130, as I told you, with stops here. Targeting look like it's pretty clear to all the way to 1.27. It's like nothing is on the way. It can just keep going very easily. 1 second. Let me check. So GBP/USD is going down. That's okay. So the first target would be 1.2950 on GBP/USD. If I were to sell, I would place my stops above 1.3230 and my TP at around 1.2950. Okay. What about gold? Let's go to gold now. I think everyone is waiting for gold. Now gold is in something we call the accumulation phase. It's accumulating liquidity, or it's accumulating, yeah, liquidity is the right word. So it's accumulating liquidity to fuel the rally that will come next. As we can see, like it's been consolidating, or it's been accumulating in an upward slope. So we saw like higher highs, higher lows, and now we're stuck in this range. But for me, that's a very good place to buy. I would buy here with my stops either below 23, preferably below 95, which is 3995. And if you want to be super safe, you go below 3920. But that's too far off. I think below 4,000 is a fair stop loss if you're targeting all-time highs or new all-time highs. Okay, so gold on the long run is actually bullish, still bullish, although I have some weird feelings about gold, but I cannot go with my feelings. I go with what I see. So so far, from what I see, gold is good. Stops would be like the pivot point for the week would be 4,000. So anything below 4,000 would be negative for the dollar. Anything above 4,000 is still positive on the what US dollar? I mean gold. Sorry. Okay, we go to the daily. Okay, so the daily closed with a pretty good rejection from the downside. It tried to go lower on Friday, but it got rejected, and now we're expecting to go higher. So someone might ask, where would I be? Like, where would it confirm the uptrend? Um, After breaking 130, which is 4,130. Once that's broken, you start a new leg of the rally, and you can keep going up. Okay, 1 second. So that's for the US. No, sorry, not the US. The gold against the US dollar. We move to the 1 hour. The 1 hour is also consolidating, but that's a pretty nice area that I would be happy to buy from. Um, Anything around 4,050, would be a great buy. Let me take a look at lower time frames to see if we can see anything clearer than this. Hmm. Okay, so this is this. All right. We have this. We might be correcting towards this. Yeah, so anywhere around 4,050 would be a good buy to me. I would be very happy to buy around those areas, to be honest. But other than that, I would keep my eye on the 4,000 level. Okay, so stuck. So I would keep my eye on the 4,000 level. Anything below 4,000 is negative, and I would be considering a reversal on the gold. But anything above 4,000, we're still in the safe area. We're still in the bullish zone. So we keep buying to target higher highs and even new all-time highs. Uh, Maybe possibly before year end. So let's keep an eye on that level. That's it for gold. Let me check silver. How's silver doing? Because guys, let me give you this tip. Silver actually sometimes, not always. Silver does this thing where it's faster than gold. It moves like it's one wave ahead of gold. So if you see silver now breaking, for example, a daily high, short after you will see the gold breaking the daily high that same day, that same day's high. Okay. Um, Also the same. We're still in an uptrend. Same. Yeah. So this aligns with my analysis on gold, which means that both are going up. I'm okay with that. Nothing to worry about. I'll stay in my longs. All good. Uh, like worst come to worst, I might just place my stops below 4,000 instead of how far they are, and just wait. If they hit stop loss, then we hit stop loss. If we hit TP, then we hit TP. But I think I might be moving my stop losses above, or sorry, below 4,000 instead of for 3,920 on gold, uh, because. But I will wait till this monthly candle closes because I want to see how it closes. If it closes bullish, yeah, 4,000 might be a very important level where I can place my stops below. Otherwise, I will keep it as is for now. All right, guys, do you have any questions? Do you have any special requests? Do you want me to analyze any special pairs? Uh-huh. Okay. Hello. All right. let me just take a look at the USD JPY real quick, and then um, we can call it a session. Yeah. So it's going up. Our targets were 158. We reached almost that. We reached 157.9, which is very close to our target. Now we have on the daily chart, we have a negative close um, on Friday. So we might be reaching towards 155.6 and then continuing the rally to the upside. Okay. Yeah, so we're in a clean uptrend, higher highs, higher lows. Yeah, it's very clean. We might be reaching, as I told you, 155.6 um, as a pullback area, and then it will continue going up as per my analysis or per my vision, at least. Okay, Euro USD is done. We already did USD JPY. We did GBP USD. So I think everything a small pullback before we continue. Yes, yes, a small pullback before we continue the uptrend on USD JPY. That is correct. All right, guys. Good luck trading this week. I hope this was helpful. I think we covered pretty much everything. We covered the fundamentals, the technicals of the majors. So let's see how this week goes. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. Um, Drop a comment in the comment section below if you have any questions. I make sure to read those comments and answer if anyone has any questions. Take care of yourselves, and as always, trade responsibly and trade in. See you guys.